Every town has a place, not just a business, but a landmark, a living scrapbook. For us, that place was Pete's Drive-In. Now, it wasn't fancy. The fries were greasy, the ice cream was homemade, and the picnic tables were worn smooth by generations of families. So when Pete and Marge finally decided to retire, we were all happy for them, of course. But we were nervous too. Selling Pete's felt like putting the town's very soul up for auction, and we were all holding our breath to see who the highest bidder would be. The buyers were from the city. Sharp suits, slicked back hair, and a vocabulary full of words like maximizing footfall and modernizing the brand. We looked at Pete's and saw decades of pride and hard work. They looked at it and saw untapped potential. They threw a big retirement party for Pete and Marge, all smiles and handshakes. But the moment the ink was dry, the changes began. The first week, the painters came. They covered the classic, friendly white and red, with this hideous, jarring neon green. You could see it from a mile away, and not in a good way. Remember that beautiful vintage neon sign, the one shaped like a giant, glowing ice cream cone? Gone. Just ripped it right down. And the little mini golf course Pete had built by hand for the kids. The one where every family had a story. Scrapped, bulldozed for more parking. But parking for who? Then came the new menu. My jaw just dropped. Pete's Burger was gone. In its place, an artisanal beef patty on a brioche bun. It cost triple the price, and the ice cream. Oh, the ice cream. That was the heart of the place. Marge's secret recipe, churned fresh every single day. They replaced it. They replaced it with generic mass-produced glop that came in giant plastic tubs from a factory 3 states away. The regulars, the ones who had been coming for 30, 40 years. They took one bite, looked at each other, and you could see it in their eyes. It was over. The town didn't protest. There were no picket signs, no angry letters to the editor. We just stopped going. It was a quiet, collective decision. How do you argue with someone who doesn't even realize they've done anything wrong? You can't, so you just quietly take your traditions and your money elsewhere. The new owners were completely baffled. They couldn't understand it. They doubled down on flashy ads, offered 2-for-1 deals on their inferior food, but you can't discount nostalgia. You can't put a coupon on community. They were trying to sell a product, but we were there for a feeling. A feeling they had completely erased. 8 months, that's all it took. From their grand, garish reopening to the foreclosure sign going up on the door. They didn't just fail at running a restaurant. They failed at reading a room, an entire town-sized room. We watched them load up their U-Haul, defeated. They left behind a garish, empty shell, a monument to their own arrogance. The building is still empty today. Weeds are growing through the cracks in the pavement where the mini golf course used to be. It just sits there, a perfect, silent warning. Some things are successful, not in spite of their history, but because of it. They tried to erase that history, and in doing so, they erased themselves. This story forces us to ask a fundamental business and ethical question. When you buy a beloved, long-established institution, what exactly are you purchasing? Are you just buying the physical assets, the building, the land, the equipment, and the right to do whatever you want? Or are you buying into a sacred trust with the community, an unspoken obligation to be a steward of its memories and its traditions? Where does entrepreneurial freedom end, and where does cultural vandalism begin? Were the new owners just entitled innovators trying to make a smart business move, or were they disrespectful custodians who destroyed something precious? It really is a clash between two completely different philosophies. One sees value only in efficiency, profit margins, and so-called modernization. The other sees value in tradition, in authenticity, and in that intangible goodwill a community builds over decades. This story proves that intangible goodwill has a very real, tangible financial value. If you disregard it, you bankrupt yourself, both morally and financially. This story challenges us to ask, can you truly own a local legend, or are you merely its temporary caretaker? What is the responsibility of a new owner to the past? We're going to dissect the fine line between progress and destruction, weigh the evidence, and deliver your judgment right here. Subscribe to The Verdict Zone,